Won't you come and wash away the rain? It's my Black Hole Sun there, Frankie C.
Yeah, I was providing arcade backup.
It's good. I like that. On this episode, we're going to have a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame recap from yours truly. We will also mention Justin Bieber's new live streaming thing that he's doing. More drama around Prince Andrew. But Frankie C, you know we're all about the top 3 stories. And today that's Meghan Markle's holiday special.
What?
Plus a little gossip from the Jenner birthday party. Ghislaine Maxwell praising her prison conditions. So we now know that that deal happened because of leaked emails. So we'll share that with you. And speaking of leaked emails, we're back on the big man himself, Jeffrey Epstein, linked to Israel, long been rumored. And now we have new emails that were leaked, along with some House Oversight Committee confirmation via Marjorie Taylor Greene that we will share with you. It's a big, explosive episode, big man.
That sounds pretty big.
We're going to put a lot of truth out there. So share this, like this video, help us with the algorithm. Let's go. I wasn't the biggest Soundgarden. Here we go, Miss Justice. We're doing it. I wasn't the biggest Soundgarden fan, but the Soundgarden was good during the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing. I can't wait to talk about that later.
Okay, you got it. Are we allowed to see any video? Probably not.
No, they're bad. They're strict. I was at one of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremonies, and they were like, "Where are you putting this? What do you do?" Like they were very like, what they would let us take and whatnot. Do you want me to give you my take and insights on this Jeffrey Epstein Israel connection and then play you Marjorie Taylor Greene with Meghan Kelly, or go Meghan Kelly, Marjorie Taylor Greene first?
Give me the facts. What happened?
All right. So essentially, we've got some leaked emails, and this came from one of these hacking websites that essentially put Jeffrey Epstein together with Ehud Barak, who was part of the Israeli government. And essentially what happened is Epstein facilitated Ehud after he left the Israeli government. It was kind of like, what's he going to do with his life, that kind of deal. And essentially what happened was it was Epstein who helped him realize hey, you can, help governments that are in tough places, facilitate, get them weapons, so on and so forth. And so he took one of the West African countries, Cote d'Ivoire. Have you ever heard of this country?
Help me out there.
C with an O and a thing, TED apostrophe IVOIRE.
Ivory Coast.
Then why isn't it spelled Ivory Coast?
It's not in I don't think it's English, but it's translated to Ivory Coast.
The whole world is in English. What
Cote d'Ivoire?
Yeah, Cote. Am I not pronouncing it right?
That's close.
Okay. Thanks for going along with the bit. Anyway, photos emerged of Epstein along with the leader of that country. They put the whole thing together, right? It's a brand new leak from this website that I've had it in front of me. Oh, okay, here it is. Hold on. Sorry, my apologies, Frankie C. I usually am good and on the ball with this stuff.
Crowd's growing restless.
Yeah, sorry everybody. So this Ehud, if I'm saying that right, Barak, became like a salesman of Israeli security services for governments that were in trouble. And Epstein facilitated this deal between Barak and the Ivory Coast, and their government got them to sell them arms and intelligence, and that basically Israel would come and help them. And it was this Ehud Barak that he was the Israel defense minister. Once he got out of that, he started putting these deals and everything together. We got a leaked photograph of Jeffrey Epstein with soldiers in Africa on Friday, and the reason why we didn't like report it is because it came from like a hacking website that put this information out. So I wasn't that comfortable with running that kind of a story, even though the photo was there and it seemed
AI, who the hell knows? You got to get it confirmed these days.
Right.
Well, you got to get it confirmed.
I like to get it. I like to get those things confirmed, and then I get a clip of Meghan, the Meghan Kelly show on Sirius XM. Marjorie Taylor Greene is on the circuit promoting. She went to The View. She's doing all these talk shows. So she goes and does Meghan Kelly's show, and they put out the snippet 5 hours ago where she essentially confirms this because she's on the House Oversight Committee, and she says that those emails that were leaked are legitimate. And
so if she's on the Oversight Committee, why can't she just tell us everything else that's in the thing?
It's a great question. There's some reasons why. I'll play you the snippet where essentially Meghan Kelly starts out by saying, and this is, by the way, I know there's been some developments in the government shutdown, but this was pre those developments. So the question from Meghan Kelly to Marjorie Taylor Greene was, there are those on the left, if you watch CNN and MSNBC, who are saying the government has remained shut down because the Republicans don't want to bring things back because they don't want to release all the Epstein files. What do you say to that? And this is Marjorie Taylor Greene's response.
I tell you what, I've started to question, is this why we're not in session?
Really?
Yeah. This is that the discharge petition is sitting there.
Explain that.
So everyone, for how many years now, all of us have been calling to release the Epstein files. And Thomas Massey entered a resolution to release it. Yeah.
Sassy Massey, I like to call him Frank.
I want to release the Epstein files. And it's been blocked over and over, unfortunately. And so there's a discharge petition. So just so you know, as a member of Congress, I cannot force my bills to the floor for a vote. Only the Speaker can decide to bring a bill to the floor for a vote. And so when the Speaker is refusing to bring a bill forward, if 218 members of Congress get together and all sign a discharge petition and we put our name on there, it overrides the Speaker and it's forced to the floor for a vote.
Which is why the young lady from Arizona, or wherever it is,
not been sworn in yet. But now, since the government is on the verge of being reopened, guess what? He's just delaying the inevitable. He has to. It's not like he could hold off swearing her in forever, you know. So now he has to swear her in, and she's going to be the deciding vote.
She's going to be that signature. Yeah, 100%.
Release the Epstein files.
All right, so there is some more interesting stuff here.
So right now there's 217 signatures. And there is one...
Mostly Dems.
Yeah, mostly Dems. There's only 4 Republicans, Thomas Massey, myself, Nancy Mace, and Lauren Boebert. We're the only Republicans on the discharge petition.
Why are they so averse to it?
Well, there's a lot of information that's coming out of our oversight investigation. I also serve on the oversight committee, so I'm involved in that investigation. And there was a batch of emails released just recently that showed that Jeffrey Epstein works closely with Israel on different military contracts, their intel agencies, Mossad, and so forth.
I've been reliably told you're anti-Semitic if you say that.
Yeah, that's like the thing, but MAGA cannot override MAGA.
It took me a second to get MIGA, M-I-G-A, make Israel great again.
Right.
Make America great again. That took me a second there.
Yeah. So once this shit's going to hit the fan, once government reopens,
yeah,
and they get that 218th vote, it's over.
It'd be interesting. Yeah. I think... Well, because I have to address the Israel thing, but apart from the Israel part of this, the rumors are running rampant on what is in these files. People saying they've seen photographs of Trump with girls, former biographers. That Michael Wolff, who lies a lot. That's why I don't like reporting his stuff. The biographer who's been chasing Trump around. A lot of his stuff has been disproven, but he's one of those people out there waving that there's a photograph of Trump with girls flag. Again, I can't back that up. I don't even like bringing it up in this sense, but I'm bringing it up from just a standpoint of, since they have put the cap on this toothpaste after trying to jam it back in the tube, it has just been bubbling under the surface of what could possibly be. Trump doing a 180 and saying this was a Democratic conspiracy has just it's like the tectonic plates are moving underneath, and the earth it's bubbling even more than it ever was, and it can come to the surface. And now, Paul, listen, I want to believe Michael Wolff, because he's not been wrong about everything, but he's been wrong about a lot of stuff that he just doesn't have the evidence. He doesn't have the backup. And if I'm going to hold Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson to a standard, that standard has to apply to these people as well.
What's the reason then? Why isn't it every press conference? Why aren't you releasing it? Why isn't that the first question? Why aren't you releasing the files?
That's been hijacked by other bigger stories, and by now this government shutdown, which again, it is all, that's another thing that has boiled over. The very question that got us here to begin with is, are we shut down because you're trying to hold back the Epstein files from a vote? And I think that's very legitimate.
Now there's no excuse. There are 8 Democrats who caved on the negotiations.
Yeah.
And are now going to sign to reopen and fund the government until the end of January. They caved on negotiations, meaning Democrats didn't get everything that they wanted, because what's going to happen is health insurance is going to skyrocket for people. Anybody on Affordable Care Act, their premiums are going to go up. Or then there's going to be 15 million people that are going to get kicked off of healthcare because of their the way they're doing it. So there's going to be it's going to be a big problem. I mean, yeah, some things got funded and things moved forward, but 8 Democrats caved and gave the Republicans the permission to move forward. And from what I understand, it's all based on like a promise that the Republicans are going to hey, yeah, we'll vote on this later on. Just don't worry about it. You have my word, which is bullshit. So,
well, they wrote it on a Post-it note. Does that do anything for you?
The Post-its, that's true. Those are ironclad.
I saw the Dems. They were like, we got this Post-it from Mike Johnson. It's pretty, it's ironclad. And they were like,
as far as I could throw them.
Yeah, so it does. I'm getting the feeling that you're none too happy with the.
Well, I don't like the fact that the Democrats caved, the 8 of them, but the positives that come out, it's not. There are a lot of negatives, but some of the positives are SNAP is funded again, and the Epstein files can, the 218th vote will now be sworn in. I forget her name. She'll be the deciding vote to release the Epstein files. So you can't hide behind it anymore, So now you got to swear. You said when the government opens again, we'll swear her in, and now ball's in your court.
Here it is. Yeah. Now there's some voting and things. They got some I's and T's to dot and cross. But yeah, we expect, I guess, in the next day or so that the government will reopen again. And you're right. They're going to have to answer for this. This is going to be part of it. This is going to be a big a point of contention, So, but I will say as far as the healthcare thing goes, we could all argue about how we got here. Passing Obamacare, then partially crippling Obamacare over the years. Like, again, everybody's got their own argument, but I think what's important to keep in mind is healthcare is wildly out of control. The rates are absurd recently, and it is just piling on to this tariff, NVIDIA propped up
Well,
stock
here's-
market. Like it feels like we're on a really, like, what was that game? We flung the pigs and everything was like stacked and you had to knock down the
Angry
boxes.
Birds. You flung the bird.
When you like did really damage and you would see the thing just like kind of teetering. It feels like that's where our economy is right now, and nobody knows if it's really going to fall or not.
Well, passing the ACA wasn't a problem. The problem was, and I know it's going to sound like, oh, I'm just going after Trump, but that's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is telling you exactly what happened. Trump got into office. Sounds like
somebody who's going after Trump. That sounds like what they would say.
Well, whatever.
Go ahead.
Trump gets into office. He's like, oh, we got to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. It's bullshit. It doesn't work, but it's too expensive, this and that and this and that. So they had a vote, and it didn't. They voted not to dismantle Obamacare. In that famous vote of
McCain.
What's his, McCain. So they voted, keep Obamacare because people need it. And the thing is that even if it was shot down, the Republicans, specifically Trump, has no alternate health care plan. He said it, I don't know how many, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, that, oh yeah, we have a great plan. We're rolling it out in 2 weeks. Here we are years later. We haven't seen a shred of evidence that they have, what was it, in the debate? We have concepts of a plan for healthcare.
Yes.
Is what he said in the debate with Kamala Harris. And they don't have anything. They have nothing to replace or Obamacare. What they needed to do is improve Obamacare and help it along and do what they can to make it better. But they didn't. They just want to torpedo it just to make Obama look bad. And the other part of it is all the problem stemmed from when they wanted to give tax breaks to billionaires and millionaires. They passed it. So now they have to fund it. So now they have to raise, screw everybody over on insurance. And that's going to be the issue. So once you start giving tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires, who gets hurt is everybody below that. So that's what's going on.
Yeah. Well, to put the bow on the Israel connection, essentially, what Marjorie Taylor Greene is confirming there is the House Oversight Committee also confirmed that there were meetings and meetings on calendars between Epstein and this guy, this Israeli defense minister, the former defense minister. And then we got this full leak from this other company. And now this is the first time anybody from our government, Marjorie Taylor Greene, is confirming this link between the two. So I know there has been long rumors about Jeffrey Epstein, and believe me, and Frank can attest to this. We say this all the time. There are hundreds of videos in the AOA Ghislaine Maxwell Jeffrey Epstein playlist on our YouTube channel. Just go look at it for yourself. We have covered this ad nauseum. Up until today, there has been no ironclad, solid, look at these photos, look at these leaked emails, look at this evidence of there's this an absolute connection between Israel and Jeffrey Epstein until right now. Because again, you have our oversight committee releasing information that there was meetings on a calendar. Now you have this other hacking company putting out those emails and photographic evidence. Okay, maybe they're making that up. But when you have those two together, and then you have Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I know some people are going to be disappointed she's a government representative, but in this particular case is all we got, confirming that those are all, everything gels and works together on Meghan Kelly's Sirius XM show. You have it. There it is. Now, I don't know how high this goes. Mossad, this, that, the other thing. Like, I'm sure it'll all come in due time. But the important thing to keep in mind is there is a link here. Whether it was the Israeli government as a whole or this Ehud, sorry if I'm mispronouncing, Barak, the former defense minister, was acting alone on his own. Whatever it is, there's a link there. There is at least some factual evidence there putting these things together. And Meghan Kelly alluded to something which is interesting, which does that make you an anti-Semite? No, and it shouldn't.
There's bad people doing bad shit. They need, that's it. Especially Epstein file stuff. I don't care who it is in there. They need to be called out. And It's not, it's anti-asshole It's anti scumbags. That's who we're talking about.
Anti-assite, anti-scumbiteite.
Right.
Scum.
Nothing to do with anybody being of any faith.
No, and again, that's not to say that the Israel government or any government for that matter hasn't done bad, not so great things. Like the right seems hell-bent right now, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson all included, in proving that Israel can do bad things. It's like Israel could do bad things. Lots of governments can do bad. We've done bad things as the United States government. There's no weapons of mass destruction. We caused a 20-year war over absolutely for no reason to go in there and start that. The Iraq, everything. We screwed it up. That was a bad thing, governments do that stuff all the time, and like, is it a shock or should it come as some surprise that Israel and the current prime minister care about their public persona? It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Governments employ publicists. I hate to break the news to some people, but that's what they do. I mean, they're out there to win publicity wars all the time. I'd rather them be struggling to win a publicity war than an actual war. They're trying to get their viewpoint out to the world. It's no different than what we're trying to do to communist nations and all that other stuff. I mean, it's a part of what it is. Doesn't make you an anti-Semite. I question Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens because they seem to want to go really far on this, and they like to allude and push.
I don't want to accuse groups of people and stuff. I want to point the finger at the actual criminals, the people who did it. I'm not saying no one. It's the anti-Semitic people who are saying you got to watch this entire group of people. It's like, no, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about specific people doing specifically bad things.
Right. And it's not to say that Benjamin Netanyahu hasn't done bad things. Again, the reason why I never like to get into this stuff is because you look at this conflict and there's a lot of bad on a lot of sides. There's a lot of things that have gone wrong and a lot of things that are very, very complicated. So it's almost worth not even opening up that can of worms. But I bring it up because we now have to deal with the fact that whether it's Israel or the Israeli government, or name your leader of that country or at any point in time, and not just the leader, the prime minister, but anybody in a government position is now on the list of suspected reasons for why this material has not been released publicly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if it turns out that this goes deeper and Epstein was an agent of the Israeli government, is that part of the conspiracy as to why Donald Trump has done a 180 and our government, prior to Donald Trump being the president of the United States, hasn't wanted to tangle with this web of Epstein lies and trafficking and all that stuff? Is it because they're trying to protect the relationship with Israel? And if that's the case, that would be really bad because, again, as somebody who has no problem with Jewish people, again, wants there to be peace in the Middle East, as I feel like, Frank, you fall in the same little thing, not a big deal, right? Everybody's hoping for the obvious best outcome.
Yeah.
There's no reason to protect them. Like, get it all out. You don't want them to be the reason why it's not come out, because then you are going to foment anti-Semitic feelings.
The bottom line is whoever's in it is in it, and expose it. That's the bottom line. I don't care who it is. I don't care where they're from, who it is. Whoever's in there, expose it. That's it. I don't care who it is.
Right.
That's the bottom line. And once this happens, we could all get to the bottom of it. Those people will have to be held accountable, and we'll move on.
But I understand it might be tough because, I mean, look at this from Trump's point of view. Assuming he's done nothing wrong. Let's play this game. He has done absolutely nothing wrong. So ignore the Michael Wolff rumors. Ignore the birthday letter mysteriously.
Ignore all the obvious
ignore the
evidence. Okay.
He knew about Virginia and Mar-a-Lago. He kicked him out. He was on was it Stern show or whoever saying, "Oh, he likes him young." Let's ignore all of those.
Yeah, let's ignore the mountains of evidence. That's
Just
the walk like a duck, talk like a duck evidence.
Yeah, right. All that. Let's put that aside for a second.
Sure.
Assuming he's doing this assuming he's holding off or deciding not to put it out to try and accomplish peace in the Middle East. Is that a trade that you make? That's a tough situation.
Well, how would this, like, let's say he releases it and it's bad,
Meaning it's bad for it. Let's say he's protecting Israel is what I'm saying.
How would
Let's
he be
say
protecting Israel?
I'm just saying, like, we know there's a link there now.
Well, even if there is, then that would, the people in charge, Israeli government or whomever, would have to be held accountable, and that's it. I mean,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, is Trump thinking,
no.
Can I risk this right now? Can I hold this country accountable if I have to put all this information out that shows that people high up in their government kept this guy operating for a long time because he was an asset and he did really bad things, but he was giving information back and he was valuable to the Israeli guy. Can Israel as a country afford that sort of a PR nightmare as I am on the brink of world peace in the Middle East?
I don't think that
again, I don't know how we get there. I'm just playing a fun game of, could this be the reason why he did a 180? Because I can't because it's either this or it's all those things we put over here a second ago.
He doesn't, knowing, I never met the guy, but just based off of what we all know about Trump, he doesn't give a fuck about how anybody looks but himself. So if he had whatever on some other nation or some other whatever leaders, he would put it out there and he would call for their immediate arrest and he would do all this stuff. If he had nothing to do with anything, if he was the good guy in all this, he would immediately come out and say, "Hey, look, I'm being the good guy here." He would chalk up the win and give himself the credit and become the "look what I did" person. I don't think he's sitting on this to protect anybody but his own interests and people around him.
I don't know. He just gave 40 billion of our money to the Venezuela guy because he likes him, because he's a MAGA guy.
Because why? Because he fucking kisses his ass. That's why he's.
But that's right. But Benjamin Netanyahu may have helped deliver the Jewish vote to the Trump administration. All that work they did first term and all that stuff. We know Benjamin Netanyahu was involved. You're right. He had visits with Trump when he was a candidate again. He met with Biden when he was president again, as this was all going on. And,
well, I don't know.
Netanyahu towed the line and all that stuff. Like, could Trump turn on him?
Well, he doesn't need any. Well, to be fair, he doesn't need any more votes, Trump.
Well, not now.
No. What, for third term?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, is this the reason why? Is it like he's close to getting a deal in Israel, so he can't blow up and expose the truth about Epstein because it'll just show the most rotten and hardcore whatchamacallit, when you're crooked. What's the word I'm looking for? Just how crooked the Israeli government is and what the extent of what they went to, to gather information and intel on somebody.
Yeah, I don't think that's his motivation at all. I really don't. I think it's because this started before that. I feel like it did. I feel like he's been a part of it. We all know he's in there. He's all over it, named a million times or whatever it was. He said he was going to release it, and now he isn't. I feel like if why would he even say I'm going to release?
Maybe he didn't understand it all. Maybe he didn't have all the information term one going into term two.
Well, I don't.
My point is, yeah, I hear what you're saying. My point is, we can't just say, oh, it's not Israel.
No, my point is, if let's say it's the Israeli government is somehow A bunch of people are from the Israeli government are in the files. What I mean, you follow the logical steps. Okay, so now they have to be held accountable, brought up on charge, whatever the procedure is to hold someone like that accountable, and then someone else gets put into power in Israel, and then you have a new regime, kind of a regime change thing, and you're starting with fresh people, and it's you could probably negotiate better that way in terms of it's a different mindset. You don't have this. I just don't see Trump operating that way. Number one, and number two, there's no. If that was the case, I mean, I don't see it being the motivation for something like this. I don't see it being his motivation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Trump, I see him as wanting to get the wins, and this would get him a win if he released it and did what everybody wanted. That would be a win, and he's not, because I feel like it would be incriminating to his own interests.
Yeah, it's a good point. I agree with you, but is it a bigger win than peace in the Middle East? Did he look at this at the end of the day and go, that's a bigger one. I think I could get this one. So because this Democratic hoax thing came out of nowhere.
Democrat, yeah, why wouldn't he say we're looking into, why would he make up this and that? Oh, it's all hoaxes and witch hunts and all this stuff. Why would he start doing that and not saying something like, I would love to show you everything, but there's some top secret stuff in there that I have to, we're still working on, and we're in the midst of a bunch of investigations and just, why would he go up Democratic hoax? Why would he
see that? Because I think that's his style. I don't think him like, all right, let's all talk like adults here. We're covering, we got some other stuff, but we'll do what we can. I don't think he's that kind of a guy. I think he's more like, it was a hoax, I feel like he goes to that well when the finger's pointed at him. Yeah. Did I turn off the comments on the screen? Did you? Was there bad? Oh, okay. I don't know why, because I thought it was on there. Now all of a sudden it's not on there. So that was a glitch, just so everybody knows. Okay. Fair enough. But I also it's funny too with people that are like, all this protection of Israel. I look at some of these people who, not every one of them are anti-Semitic, but maybe some of them who are raising those questions. You have to be sensitive and be aware of protecting Israel. Like, nobody's paying you or I to do this, but we have to admit that it doesn't take much to get people fired up on stuff against Jewish people. Like, you have to be really careful when you're discussing some of these things. And I say that from on a human level, journalist standard, whatever you want to call it.
I don't understand why people get fired up about Jewish people. Because
it's like, even as I'm sitting here and we're delivering this confirmation, like, I worry what people are going to take from this and go forth with. And it's
yeah.
No, there's going to say the reason why I'm bringing this up now, and I'm even just saying this, it's because over the course of history, for whatever reason, this particular group of people, Jewish people, the slightest thing, slightest issue raised or the slightest whatever, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, it's a Hitler. So it's like, it has to be carefully delivered.
Like with any nationality, with any religion, with any group of people, you have to be sensitive to everything. You can't just
more for some reason, though. I feel like, again, because it's the Holocaust is why.
Huge, yeah, of course. It's. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. I just my bottom line is always going to be just release it all, and we'll deal with the fallout after.
Deal with it. Yeah, I agree with you.
Whoever's in there will be exposed, and that's that. And we'll deal with it.
I just want to say it because I also want to point out the difference between us being caring and careful and people like you heard Meghan Kelly allude to, like, oh, if you say that, you're anti-Semitic. Like, I understand what she's saying there, but there is a distinct difference between hey, we have some factual evidence linking Epstein and Israel now, versus what Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are trying to do, there's a difference between linking Epstein with Israel and linking Epstein with a few people in the Israeli. When you say Israel, you can't say the whole country, right?
So it's like saying linking Epstein with America,
right?
You can't, put the whole country into that ball.
But I feel right. I agree. But don't you feel like from Tucker having on Fuentes, Candace with the whole, again, alluding to Israel and pointing out the issues that Charlie Kirk was having with Jewish people, like some Jewish donors, like even just saying Jewish people like that is wrong. A Jewish donor wanting to pull, support, which is nothing wrong with those kinds of things happening. But them putting this whole thing together has created this new narrative of anti-Semitism, for lack of a better term.
Wait, what are you talking about? Like putting what whole thing together?
Candace Owens alluding that Israel had something to do with the murder of Charlie Kirk.
Oh.
And the fact that there were Jewish donors who were waning on support for Charlie Kirk because Charlie Kirk was not just fawning all over Israel. That story. Then Tucker Carlson giving a platform to Nick Fuentes with all of his wonderful thoughts and feelings on things. There seems to be this thing now inside the conservatives of
I don't believe any of that.
How much shade can we throw on the Jewish people? And
which is absolutely horrible and terrible.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, it's tricky when you bring a story to the world that we're talking about right now, because I don't want to be lumped in with them.
No, 100% not. That's why it's not Jewish people that we're talking about. We're not talking about the people of Israel. We're not talking about, there's apparently, this is the first I'm hearing of this.
Of what?
Tonight is the photos of leaders with Epstein. That doesn't mean all of Israel with Epstein. It means a specific group, a couple of people.
To be fair, and let me just set the record straight. It wasn't leaders of Epstein. It was soldiers in Africa. There's a photograph of Epstein with soldiers in Africa.
What were they doing?
They're just standing around with weapons. But again, they believe the link, the site that leaked this is putting the time and the emails and everything at that time. And again, it was backed by the oversight committee and them saying, hey, there was this stuff on his calendar, and this is like actual, like, well, here's the actual evidence. And then again, her confirming that Marjorie Taylor, that makes the difference. If you look around, nobody's written a story about how real those leaked emails are. And maybe somebody will find out that it's not true. Maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene will have to retract what she said.
Maybe.
But where we stand in the world right now, this is the link, and this is the backing. This is the evidence that we have.
I feel like even the term Jewish people are not, I can't stress it enough, have nothing to do. This is not about Jewish people. This is,
right.
This is about a small group of people in the Israeli government. Possibly. And we don't even know that. So we're not saying Jewish people. There's zero wrong with this is not about Jewish people.
Agreed. Well said. Paul says, Ant, you don't have to walk on eggshells for us. I appreciate that. I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for the people who can't handle it, who are going to get a clip of this or whatever, or tune in for a second and be like, oh, those guys, said it was the Jews. So there you go. I'm going to go out on my little spree now and start.
No, we're not saying anything about
feeding everything. Yeah, no, that's right.
Jews and Jewish people. No, that's not what we're saying at all. I didn't even know anything about these emails until tonight. And it sounds like it's just a few people in the photos, and it sounds like the government and a few people there. So I don't know. I'm not.
I'll give the former defense minister of Israel helped procure some sort of defense or weapons or whatever for the Ivory Coast. And we have evidence now that was put together. So we know that Epstein was with high level Israeli government officials when they were still
Which
in the administration. And let's address Brooke's comment here. My kid doesn't want people to know she's Jewish. I'm going to be honest with you. Frank is the exact same way. Refuses to acknowledge that he. See the face he just made?
what are you talking about?
Will not see. He won't tell people that he's Jewish, and I don't know why you're not more proud of your heritage.
I'm not Jewish, but
I wish. See, that's you. Now you're just doing what Brooke's kid's doing, and now she's not going to learn a lesson from that.
you're an idiot. All right. So for those of you who don't know, Anthony's making a stupid joke. One, I'm not Jewish, and two, Brooke, your daughter should be very proud to be Jewish. And Anthony's a jerk.
Then why aren't you proud to be Jewish? Say you're proud to be Jewish right now, and show Brooke's daughter.
If I were Jewish, I would be proud to be Jewish, but I'm not Jewish.
That's not something a proud Jew would say. You would just be like, I'm Jewish and I'm proud of it.
Brooke, you and your daughter should both be very, very proud to be Jewish.
What if Brooke's daughter will be proud when you start being proud? Then
I'm proud of who I am. I'm not Jewish though. If I were Jewish, I'd be very proud to be Jewish, but I'm not Jewish.
Still can't get him to admit it. That's a shame.
You're an ass.
Well, this is hurtful. Jesus, thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mercury.
And look at Maxwell's father. He was Messiah. Maxwell.
Okay, well, your daughter. If your daughter is Jewish, then she should.
Why
be
are you
proud.
calling? Yeah, she said her kid is Jewish. She didn't say she was Jewish. Why are you making that leap?
Nor did I.
Yes, you did. You said you and your daughter should acknowledge that you're proud to be
I
Jewish.
didn't say I was Jewish. That's what.
Maybe Brooke is Druish. Maybe she's a Druish princess.
She might be Jewish.
From the planet of Druidia.
Right.
That's one of the best Mel Brooks jokes ever. A Druish princess. That guy could fucking write, man. Anyway, what was I going to say here?
Some stupid joke about me. Go ahead.
No, you took. See, you getting all sensitive now. Maxwell's father. Obviously, there's tons of links there, but you want to know how crazy it is? I just watched that Tetris movie. Did you see the movie about the story of Tetris?
I can't with all these. Oh, let's get the origin story of every fucking thing ever. How about the I don't know. I'm looking around. How about the story of blinds on the window? Let's get the origin story of how those were created. Jeez, I can't do it. I need what is it? Tetris? Someone built a video game. That's the story. They just said, "Hey, let me build a game with blocks," and they match each other. I bet there was a big video game executive who was like, "No one's gonna go for this, John Tetris. You're out of your mind. It's gonna be the worst game ever. We're gonna lose millions." And John Tetris was like, "No, it's the best. It's gonna be the best thing ever. You'll see. I'm gonna take this game all over. Everybody's gonna play it, or you're not gonna get a cent." And then he takes the game and he makes it. He builds it on his own, and he makes this whole thing, and he brings it to Nintendo. Nintendo's like, "Yeah, we're gonna give you a shot." They give him a shot. Now John Tetris is the big hero, and Tetris sweeps the nation. Did I get it?
No.
All right.
But you're not off as far as most biographical movies go. You're that's why I'm laughing so hard, because you're there. You're right there.
It's every movie. Nike and Ford. And how many? What else is there? I need the origin story of.
You're literally naming like all my favorite movies recently. Air, the Nike movie, and the Ford versus Ferrari. I love that movie. Oh my god, I love that movie so much.
I don't need the origin of every fucking thing that I use and know. Like, oh, the refrigerator. Let's get the person who invented that and get their whole story.
You're not wrong. I mean, you're a little wrong about this, but you're not wrong in general. This is a Taron Egerton movie. I can't even encourage people to watch it because I watched it on a flight. I didn't really have a choice. It wasn't bad though. It was invented by a guy in Russia during communism, so he couldn't take credit for it. So how it got worldwide was pretty interesting. But the only reason why I bring it up is Ghislaine Maxwell's father is involved in the Tetris game, believe it or not.
Now we can't play Tetris? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Well, only if you want to support pedos. That's basically.
Damn it.
I used to be good at this. Now I can't do it anymore. No, it's weird, but it's interesting because he was a big time mogul, entertainment, mogul guy, news guy, all that shit. So there you go. Well played. Speaking of Ghislaine Maxwell, let's move on over to her, Frankie C.
Oh, good.
Ghislaine Maxwell, I don't like that this is on 2 lines. This wasn't on two lines during dress rehearsal. What happened here?
Cutting me off here. Here we go.
Yeah, we gotta have Frankie. We can't turn Frankie into Wilson.
You know why it's on 2 lines is because of this thing.
Oh, is it the
So I'm guessing.
Yeah, it might have been the comments.
Comments. I'm pushing it back.
Jesus, I took a whole line out. It still doesn't work. All right, anyway. Ghislaine Maxwell, again through leaked emails, which have been reported by NBC News, is just going on and on about how great her prison experience is now that she's in Club Fed in Texas.
I'm glad if she's all comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. Could you believe it?
What is going on?
Remember, she got moved after she did the interview with who is he? The assistant attorney general, who
the hell?
One of Trump's cronies.
Yeah. Now she's moved to a luxury fucking place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was sent there August 1st after serving 4 years of her 20-year sentence at the Federal Correctional Institution in Tallahassee, Florida. Some of the things that she said in these emails, and I'm quoting here, "The kitchen looks clean too. No possums falling from the ceiling to fry, unfortunately, on ovens and become mingled with the food being served." Basically insinuating that that's what was going on in Tallahassee. Another snippet is, "The institution is run in an orderly fashion, which makes for a safer, more comfortable environment for all people concerned, inmates and guards alike." She also said, and this is all reported by NBC, "I feel like I have dropped through Alice in Wonderland's looking glass. I am much happier here and, more importantly, safe." She also said, "So yes, everyone can breathe a sigh." She was writing to her family.
Huh? Oh, good.
Yeah. She also touted the absence of drug deals, fights, and unruly naked inmates, implying such conditions were happening in Tallahassee. She also praised the prison's warden, Tanisha Hall, writing, quote, "She is a true professional and the best representative of the Bureau of Prisons I have met." She also indicated that she has personal access to the warden, that she can ask to help arrange visits and communications with her lawyers. In another quote, she says, "Hello, I spoke to the warden about the problem with the mail, telling her that the documents have not arrived yet, and now we are on day 7. In a letter to her attorney, according to the report, her creative solution was that you scan it to her and she will scan back my changes. Of course, that is a fantastic, as it saves us days and days," meaning that the warden is going to facilitate conversations between Ghislaine Maxwell and her lawyer as a favor of some sort.
Why would you do that?
Again, this is your president, MAGA people. This is your president of the United States who...
I'd love an answer to, have we ever got an answer to why, why was Ghislaine Maxwell moved to this place? Why is she being treated like a fucking princess now?
The only answer we got is that the Department of Corrections doesn't comment on prisoner movement in Department of Corrections. That's basically what they said.
Well, forget Department of Corrections. Talk to Assistant Attorney General and whoever else talked to her. Why was Ghislaine Maxwell moved? And why don't they? It's a weird rule.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, sorry, it's Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Yeah.
Well, that's a weird rule. We don't comment on why. You're not a doctor. This isn't HIPAA.
I don't know. They don't.
Oh, well, there's warden inmate confidentiality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awfully suspicious, though, that Todd Blanche goes down there, interviews her for 9 hours straight over the course of 2 days. We never get.
There's nothing to see there. It's the most fucking corrupt administration in the history of this country.
We never see a transcript. We never get a video footage. We never get anything. We know that they were left alone at times to discuss things without anybody else being present. And then suddenly she winds up in Club Fed.
It's unbelievable. I'll say it, the most corrupt administration. Oh, transparency.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit.
You have to admit, though, again, there's been a chasm. Is this the right word? There's been a chasm in MAGA. And it has started with the 180 that he pulled on the Epstein files.
Well,
And
it should have started a long time ago, but I'm glad it's happening now than never.
can't you take a W? Why do you always
No,
have to?
no. Me alone.
No, shut up. What I was going to say was it started, the little schism started with the Epstein thing. And now it seems like some of Trump's biggest supporters, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Meghan Kelly, Marjorie Taylor Greene, although at times they won't say they regret their vote, which I don't need them to. That seems to be a big sticking point with Candace Owens. But they are all they're all moving away from him on this issue, and now a lot of other issues too. And it all basically started with that. And now, again, I feel like, do we have a propped up economy based off of a propped up stock market from NVIDIA? Are the tariffs really just gnawing away at us? Healthcare costs and everything else. Like, I feel like we're starting to see those narratives and stories bubble up a little bit more because maybe they're really happening, and maybe he doesn't have the support that he had. I mean, he took a shellacking by all accounts on election day on Tuesday. And, did this all start with him turning his back on the people who want the Epstein information? One can make an argument. That's it.
I think it's a big factor. I mean, it should have come sooner, but if it's now, it's now. But I think, a lot of people are turning on him because of that. A lot of people are also turning on him because of the economy. The economy's in the toilet right now, and everything's more expensive, and grocery prices are going up. Everything's going up, and tariffs are. We're importing our beef now instead of using farms here in America. He's screwing over a lot of Americans, and those are the people that voted. A lot of people voted for him are getting screwed now, and it's like, well, this is the guy. He told you he was gonna. Do tariffs. You didn't know how that was going to affect you. It's starting to affect you, and now you're screwed.
I think you're right. I actually think you made a really good point there. I think it's a confluence of the Epstein thing, and it's also running parallel with the economy is really starting to show. And it's also that amount of time too, right? It's November. He was in since January. He's had 10 months. The American people are impatient. I mean, these things take years to get right, and it's like, but people are going to say, well, it's been 10 months. Why am I not in a better place? You said we would be winning from day one, and now we're not.
Yeah, I'm going to drop. Prices are going to go down. It's going to be so easy. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And you can't blame Biden's economy anymore. Number one, because Biden's economy was doing better. It was things were going down. The prices were going down. Inflation was going down. And then the first two quarters. Oh, this is leftover from Biden's economy. But now we're towards the end of his first year, and it's like, is it still Biden's fault, or are the prices still going up and up and up, and you're in control and you can do something about it, but you're not? But he'll get on TV and say the exact opposite of what's happening. He'll go, oh no, prices are going down. And then someone will fact check him and go, no, average prices of this and that and this and that, it's all going up. And he'll just go, no, you're wrong. And everybody will go, what are you supposed to say to that? That there was literally 60 Minutes that he was on last night or the other night, or that's a couple of days ago. And he was told to his face, no, the prices are going up. And he goes, you're wrong. And how do you fight? How do you argue with someone who just goes, "Nope, you're wrong," with no facts behind it?
Well, and then
I'm showing you this is the problem.
To make matters worse, did you see that thing that a couple of people in the BBC had to resign over them manipulating one of his January 6th speeches?
No.
Yeah, it was two head honchos at the BBC had literally resigned because they manipulated the edit of one of his speeches. didn't dig too deep into this because again, I don't want to get stuck in right versus left stuff, but it's like every time it's like the left doesn't help themselves. It's like January 6th was bad. Just show it. It was plenty bad. It doesn't need to be manipulated to look any worse.
Just show the footage we all saw.
Just show the footage. But what they've done is they've given him an in, and he was out there. He put a Truth Social about it, like, hey, look how unfairly I was treated again, and everybody, and he's right in that instance, he's right. And then everybody goes, yeah, and that's why he gets away with what you're describing right now. When he can't get nailed to something, that's the reason why, because everybody points back at how shitty he was treated prior to this, and they go, well, this is just more of that. That's why you can't have the boy cry wolf.
Well, that's the thing. Well, this is all right. So these people at the BBC did something, and now they're being held accountable. Nothing before that, like with regards to January 6th, nothing was, manipulated in that sense. So, do you know what I mean? Like, if it was, people would hold them accountable, just like the BBC, but it hasn't. We all saw it with our own. We saw it live. We saw it happening. And he's just saying, no, it didn't happen that way. And it's like, well, we kind of saw it all, and we were all there.
Yeah.
We all watched it happen.
Well, that's why it goes. That's kind of where the economy goes for me right now. I'm kind of like, I don't know what's happening. And as somebody who looks at it all, and I don't know if any of the experts really know. Like, I feel like but I understand it, but I'm still like, we're teetering on, we don't have definitive date. Like, it feels like it's about to start, and what's starting, and we don't even know. And how long can NVIDIA prop up the market? It's like all of these things that are going on, because it hasn't hit rock bottom yet, and it hasn't looked like it's on its way down. We've all been there when we've seen the economy start to crack and crumble. I don't know.
Be rock bottom, but everything's costing us more, and the housing, everything is going up.
Yeah, way more.
So, mean, and he'll sit there and go, oh, we had a good day at the stock market. Big fucking deal. We're still paying triple we would have been paying for this or that, and it's because of the tariffs, because we have to pay more for shit because of your stupid taxes. It's ridiculous.
Did you see the thing about the Walmart Thanksgiving?
No.
So there's this obvious conversation happening right now of, are groceries cheaper? And I'll say that they're not. I mean, my experience when we're going to the grocery store. Oh, Cuddles is here. Cuddles, would you say groceries are more expensive? Yeah, she confirmed that they're more expensive.
Of course they are.
Again, and every family I speak with, they're all saying the same thing. Like, oh, more money is going out than used to go out. And again, that's the same thing for healthcare costs and all that kind of stuff. Trump's argument, the president's argument behind why that's not true, is you can get a Thanksgiving dinner from Walmart for less this year than you could last year. And before we get into any facts behind what that is, I want to caution him and the rest of the administration, that's not the argument you think you're making. Like, to tell me the Walmart turkey feast for 10 or whatever is less this year than last year, it's like, that's not what America should be striving for. We should be embarrassed that most Americans have to get a Walmart Thanksgiving to celebrate Thanksgiving.
I'm sure he's not getting a Walmart Thanksgiving.
Most certainly not. And when you look at, and again, I'm a little sensitive to this because me, Frankie C, and my wife will make a face, but I'm Bobby approved. Okay. I like to eat what Bobby says, nothing with artificial flavors or inflammatory or whatever to get myself sick. Everything in that Walmart feast is boxed and canned and unnatural and terrible. I mean, except for the turkey. I can't prove that there's anything. I don't know what they did with the turkeys, but I'm assuming they're just turkeys. But everything else. Anyway, so I looked into it as a good podcaster would, and it turns out that it's not even the same thing that they offered last year. They took away some stuff. They added in some other stuff. So it's like, we're not even comparing apples to apples here. So like, what's the point of boasting that this is less this year?
Because it's manipulation. He's just going to make himself look good. Oh, this is better. We're much better. Nobody's laughing at us. The whole
Yeah.
world is laughing at us, and it's insane. We're the
But
richest.
he was supposed to be. Here's why I bring it up.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be different.
I'm sorry. Anybody who believes that.
But there were okay. Let's hold on. There's a lot of people who did. There's a lot of people who did, and there's also. But hold on, before you get like that, there's also a lot of people that didn't believe it, but were so frustrated with either the other side or the whole thing in general that they were like, "Yep, we'll just screw it. We'll go that way. He says he's going to do it. We'll give it a shot," and voted for him. And now
people who didn't see an obvious
let me just wrap this up, and then you can say,
yeah,
he's been reduced down to making the same political excuses as all the established political people have made for years and years. He is no different than everything that he said he wasn't.
No shit. He's a politician now. And he's not a politician. He's been a politician for the past 10 years now, 9-10 years. And anybody who thought he was going to do anything different, when you simply just look at his track record, just look at his track record from before he was a politician, the way he screws people over, the way he doesn't give a fuck, and the way he's just a born con man. How could you trust anything he said? All the scumbaggy shit that he said, the beauty pageant stuff, the grab him by the pussy stuff, everything, all that stuff, just about it, the veterans and about just everything that he's said over the past, his whole life. You look at it and you just pile it into one person, and it's like, how could someone like this? This is your guy. This is the guy that you put all of your votes behind, and you love, and you're backing him up. It's like, there's better than him. He doesn't give a fuck about you. He gives a shit about his businesses, I can't even say his children, because he probably can't even name all of them. And he buried his own ex-wife in a golf course, the rough in a golf course.
To be fair, it was the 18th hole. It wasn't like it was like the 13th hole.
So and I can guarantee you he probably did that because when it's a cemetery, it's tax exempt. So he probably just turned his golf course into a tax-free zone.
You're right. Cuddles loved that joke, by the way. I don't know why that made her so happy, but she really liked that joke.
Well, that's because you're a funny guy.
Well, stop it. No, don't say that. Hang on here. Bird's making some really good points about just the cost of everyday life.
Yeah, it's insane. Everything's going up.
Look at what Paul said. I haven't had Thanksgiving in years. Paul, have you not had Thanksgiving in years? Because I will send you a turkey, my friend. I don't know if you know this, but Walmart has a wonderful package that I would be happy.
Are there any more Boston markets out there? Did they all fold up?
I think there might be. It's weird when franchises go out, like Blockbuster. There was still 3 like around like 2 years ago. I don't know if they're still. I think Boston Market is still going, but I think they've lost a lot of locations.
I don't understand. They're good, and
they were good.
We had one on Long Island, and we used to go there, and they had good food, and they used to be known for like they would have a catered Thanksgiving meal, and it was actually I'd never had it, but you see it and it's like, oh, this looks really good, and it's not that expensive. So I don't know if they still do that or have that, but that was always a cool option.
Paul would rather pass on the Walmart Thanksgiving meal, which I don't blame. Paul, if I'm you, I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna go get a turkey sandwich and act like I'm doing the whole thing anyway. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not gonna spend days on the toilet. This is sad, Brooke. I'm canceling holidays. No Christmas 2025.
No. You gotta inject happiness into your life.
Brooke, you can't take Christmas away from your Jewish kid. I'm not sure why she has Christmas, but you just let's not. Is this part of the whole?
They could celebrate both Christmas and Hanukkah, and that's okay. Everything's welcome.
If Frank admits that he's a Jew who celebrates Christmas, will that help you give Christmas to your daughter who's denying that she's Jewish as well? Because I'd like to. Frank, could you make that happen?
If that's what it takes for your daughter to be happy, I'll say. But I'm not Jewish, so I would love to help you.
I just wish you would be proud for once of your heritage. It would be
very
really
proud.
great. Didn't I get you a Jews for Jesus shirt one year? You've never worn it once. This would be the time to put it on. Do you have
Yeah,
it?
all the gifts you got me. Yeah, they're all. I save them all. It's all in a box. Wait, let me get that box.
Is there a special pile?
Here it is.
Because you've never actually used one gift. Remember that moment when you realized that you bought your dad stuff for like 9 years straight. You've never actually seen him use it once.
No, I get my dad good stuff. So you just don't know how to shop.
No, I'm talking like going back to the days where you used to have like the plant sale or the tchotchke sale at school and used to buy little keychains and stuff for your family. Remember those? We used to have those.
That's true. Those were fun. I liked those. To get the little. I remember I got my mom. I think we went on some field trip. We were in grammar school, 5th grade, 6th grade, something like that. We went on some field trip to some museum, and they had like a carved out of stone, a little donkey or something. It was like a rock. It's about this big.
Okay.
My mom still has it.
She still has it?
Still has it. It's out in the kitchen. It's
Your
right
mom's
there.
good. She's really, really good. You know, I keep bringing her up to my mom because I'm like, let me give you another reason why you weren't as good as the other moms. Frank just told me. That's what I do now on phone calls with my mom. I'm like, well, Frank's mom kept the donkey from fucking 5th grade. Okay. I'm gonna get her on the phone. I'm gonna clip this and send it just to her. Be like, what the hell? You told me you were such a great mom. Now I'm finding out all these other things that these other moms were doing, you know.
Telling you.
Was that donkey you got her? Was that before or after your bat mitzvah?
Oh, before.
Got it. Thanks for playing along. Appreciate it, buddy. Let me know when just give me a sign or something like
Oh, I thought
when it gets to
you're an ass. I thought that was the sign.
No. You say that normally. That's part for give me a little steel third,
Hey, being called Jewish is not an insult, so you could call me.
Then why won't you embrace it?
Because it just happens to not be Jewish.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Not insulted if you call me that, but I'm also not Jewish.
I'm gonna look into this. I'm gonna 23andMe this and see what it comes up with.
You do whatever the hell you want to do.
That's great that your mom kept the donkey, though. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's still there.
That must make you so. I can look at your face right now, and you're so like happy, and you're proud of that. You should
awesome.
be.
It was like a hand carved thing, got from the gift shop. It's pretty cool. One piece of rock. I don't know what it is, quartz or something.
Oh, my parents didn't keep a damn thing. But that was a good day in the life of a kid. Because I don't know what grade they let you start doing that. You got to be old enough.
Yeah,
but
your mom gives you money anyway, and you go buy it and you give it back to your mom.
Oh, you roll into the gymnasium with like $12, and you're like getting gifts for the whole family. This is going to be amazing.
I like the book fair when they give you that newspapery catalog.
Oh yeah.
You circle the ones that you wanted. Oh, I can get 4 things. Okay, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this Goosebumps. I'm gonna get this fucking thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just crush it.
Later, you get it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And they would tell you what was there, and then you remember when you would go and it wouldn't be there. You were like, look at the flyer. It says right here in your circular, you would have Goosebumps 3.
The reservation keeps the Goosebumps here. That's why you have the reservation.
Yes, we know why we have the reservations.
I don't think you do. If you did, I'd have Goosebumps.
And scene.
Yes.
Round of applause. I mean, come on. You're not getting Joe Rogan to. Joe Rogan's not doing it. He's not spitting Seinfeld clips like a madman.
He is not.
Yeah, that was a good day though. But gift day, and now my kids do it. Like I literally have the same 4 Islander keychains every year. They buy me the same keychain, and I'm running out of keys to put it on. It's just everywhere. Like a garage key. It's on the.
Yeah, for many reasons.
Yeah, it is. But they're proud of it. They're proud of it. My daughter, it's funny. My daughter, we're sending my mom a card. And so my daughter was sending my father a Veterans Day card in there. Mm-hmm. And so she goes, Dad, what's Grandpa into? And I said, well, he loves the Yankees. You could draw him a Yankee logo. So we're always getting him Yankee stuff. She's like, yeah, why doesn't he ever wear any of it? I'm like, because they don't keep our things.
Someone's catching on.
But I'm gonna get that son of a bitch and my mother. I'm gonna put them together and be like, Frank's mother's holding on to a goddamn carved donkey from God knows where. Frank can't even remember where.
I think it was before I knew you. That donkey might be older than our relationship.
Wow, that ass is older than this ass. That's amazing.
Ah.
And he can't even wear the friggin' Yankee shirts I get him. Granted, I've got him 4,000 over the years, but you think one of them would have stuck around, you know?
And that's a good gift.
It's not bad. It's pretty good. Yankee stuff isn't cheap, you know?
No, it's not.
Although I go to Walmart and get him the Yankee Walmart stuff, you know?
That's not
stuff.
It's not like it was last year.
Yeah, it's not like it was last year.
There's an E missing.
So what? One of the short sleeves is a little longer than the other short sleeve. It doesn't make a difference, you know.
Yeah, pinstripes, solid bar. It looks like Beetlejuice shirt.
It's just thick pinstripes. Yeah, the Yankees are going crazy these days. You never know what they're doing.
Yeah, there's all kinds of. This is a special limited edition.
Yeah,
because you know.
I just guilt my father. I go, the sleeves are fine. I think your arms are not right. That's what I think, because it can't be Walmart.
No, Walmart, tried and true.
Let me tell you why, Frank, we were better under Biden than President Trump. Not once during Joe Biden's entire 4 years of sleeping in the Oval Office did we ever have to contend with a Meghan Markle holiday special. And now, it was such a high having peace in Israel, a peace between Palestinians and Israel's, and then now we have a Meghan Markle holiday special bringing us right back down again.
What is this holiday special? Is she going to be visited by 3 ghosts or something?
Well, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. The IRS, the FTC, the Better Business Bureau. Those are the 3 ghosts that she would be visited.
The former Queen of England.
Stop selling spreads.
It's hit with a purse. What the hell are you doing?
Nobody wants your products.
Best holiday special.
Oh, best holiday special?
Gotta go Mickey Mouse with Scrooge McDuck as Ebenezer.
You're talking about
Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol with that's a good one.
That's a great one.
Better than the Muppets Christmas Carol?
That's also a great one. Michael Caine acting like he's going for an Oscar.
All right.
He gave it 110% in that role.
Yeah, he did. Why didn't he get an Oscar?
He should have.
He really should have. Yeah, that's a good one.
Scrooged. It doesn't have to be a Christmas Carol. One of my favorite Christmas movies. Do you ever watch Yogi's First Christmas? Yogi Bear?
No.
It's a great one.
It's
like an hour and a half to 2 hours long, but it's so good.
What, is that streaming on something right now, or did you have that on video?
Yeah, well, you got it's renter. I think it's on. I think it's on like Amazon Prime or something like that.
Netflix mail? Did you mail away for it on Netflix?
Yeah, I grew up with that. Yogi's First Christmas.
I don't remember Yogi's. Do you remember Yogi's First Christmas? No, Cuddles doesn't like it.
It's about that time of the year again. Sleigh bells ringing the cheer again. Oh, it's such a good one.
What about the Charlie Brown Christmas?
Christmas time is here. That's such a good one too.
We should do this. We should do best Christmas special, because there's a difference between Christmas movies and a Christmas special. We're kind of blurring the lines just now, bringing in a Christmas Carol.
Yeah, I feel like a Christmas special is you see your characters that you're used to doing something Christmassy.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that, but I would say that those are just their takes on a Christmas Carol. I don't know if that's a special.
If it's like Disney characters doing a Christmas movie or a Christmas something special, that's a Christmas special. But if it's like Yogi's First Christmas, you're used to Yogi and his cartoons and whatever, and he does a Christmas movie, now that's a Christmas special.
Fucking Robin. All right, we're gonna put this on hold. We're gonna debate this on a special episode coming on a Christmas special
Ooh.
From the AOA podcast. But Robin said Smucker's representatives, maybe one of the ghosts of Christmas. You took our recipe.
How could you? You kept the recipe, but changed the bottle.
You can't just pour our jam into your spread jars and pretend like it's
the universally accepted ghost movement.
the ghost of Christmas past. Yeah, that's.
Marley.
Oh shit! All right, we're gonna have to debate all this stuff, Frank. Christmas specials and what's the best Christmas carol?
Something.
We should rank the Christmas carols.
Yeah, it's a lot of them.
And we should also include Christmas Carol, who we ran into at that strip club that one time. Remember her? She was good.
She was good.
She was on the list. I've never seen so many lights disappear, so quickly. I still don't know how she did that. That's never gonna make a clip. Where were we? Meghan Markle Christmas special. The worst thing in the world that could happen to a holiday is Meghan Markle.
What is this? What's happening here?
I don't know. She put on Instagram, with love, Meghan, holiday celebration, embracing traditions and making new. I mean, none of this is remotely graphically correct. Like, just to put, I'm gonna make this bigger now. First of all, take that.
No.
I am not in love with Meghan Markle.
Bull crap.
Not in love. Let me make this bigger here. Okay.
What's the problem we have with this?
Okay. None of this is graphically correct. Holiday celebration is not in the right spot. With love, Meghan, that whole logo is this word mark is terrible. And then the embracing traditions is just so meekly put, just somewhere on the top where there's space. White on a white background with a white door behind it. I mean, none of this.
It's still legible.
None of this is correct. Okay. I know.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the With Love Meghan holiday celebration thing.
I hate all of it.
Okay.
I hate all of it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is she had little or nothing to do with setting this table. And it seems like she's gone with the approach of, let's just make it look like we just dragged the tree in the house, pick all those things up off the floor and put them in the middle of the table.
Barely identify what's going on that table. There's a huge glass, like pumpkin.
I think it's supposed to be like a Christmas ball.
Oh, like an ornament?
Like an ornament.
No.
Thank you. And then it's just random.
What is that thing that in front of her left hand?
In front of her left hand, glasses?
No. It's like
it's a smaller
handle
ball.
of some kind.
It's a smaller ball. I don't. Yeah. I don't know what you're saying.
Right in front of her left hand, like there's above the.
I can't zoom in. It zooms into the text.
Above the green garland. There's like a ring, a black ring.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't know if you can see it, but there's another ball there, a smaller ball, and that's the bow attached to the top of the ball, same way the bow is attached to the big ball there. Yeah. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's awful. Embracing traditions and making new ones. I just can't. Like, how is she
supposed to be? Is she going to be cooking? Is she going to be talking to someone like they're best friends, but they just met?
Excellent question, Frank. Excellent question. A previous statement released on the special says, this December, join Meghan in Montecito for a magical holiday celebration. Montecito is where she lives with her family. Together, friends and family deck the halls, create holiday feasts, craft heartfelt gifts, and share lots of laughs with simple how-tos to follow at home. It's a holiday wonder with warmth, tradition, and a generous dose of joy. According to a source, the episode is going to include many things, including gift wrapping techniques, something that she used to teach during her acting days.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean? She was acting and teaching people how to wrap gifts?
I guess so. The new Meghan Markle special will include gift wrapping techniques. Gift wrapping techniques. It's 2025. There are no new gift wrapping techniques. There's one way to. No.
Okay.
There is one way to wrap. Like you fold it, you fold, you tape. That is it. You're not going to revolutionize the fucking gift wrapping process. And I'm not taking any advice from the person who chose not to put the sprinkles on the yogurt, but on the blueberries directly. Not to put the sprinkles on the thing that would catch the sprinkles, but on fruit, which it would inevitably fall off of and just be ruined.
The hell are you talking about?
Remember when she gave us the rainbow tray of fruit? And she was like, I have a great idea. Do you have time for this? And she's like, let me show you what makes the kids really happy. And she put, it was the yogurt and it was like a cloud and it was like a rainbow coming off of it because she put like pineapple and blueberry and strawberry. She made a little rainbow. And instead of putting the sprinkles on the yogurt to give the kids like an extra little, hey kids, you got sprinkles. She put the sprinkles on the blueberries. She put them on the blueberries and they just fell off the side of the blueberries and down into the bottom of the tray. That happened. You can see the clip of us.
We all let it happen.
And it is on Netflix right now. If you search for it, she put sprinkles on blueberries. I'm not crazy. She is not to be trusted showing us new wrapping techniques. Absolutely not. No way. No. Nope. No.
We should watch this thing live.
I really think we should. I think you might have something there. I think it might be the last podcast I ever do because I'll inevitably take a heart attack, but it might be worth it. I mean, enough already with me. Don't we feel like we've all had enough?
I think everybody's got enough. They know what we're doing. We're about.
I mean,
when does it come out?
December 3rd. Wait, is that a Friday? Hold on.
It's podcast day. We're doing it.
If it's a podcast day, we may have no other choice. December 3rd is a Wednesday.
That is a podcast day.
Podcast day. It is scarily like 1, 2, 3. It's the 4th Wednesday from now. We've got 4 more Wednesdays until we get our hands on this Meghan Markle special. I will say, okay, the people who are selling the wrapping paper cutter, have you seen this? It's like a sleeve and you put it over the wrapping paper and you whip it up the wrapping paper and it slices it evenly. That was something new. That was a new addition to the wrapping paper process that was interesting and it actually works.
Well, there are ways, like you ever have that piece of wrapping paper that's too small to do anything with?
Yeah, you turn it into a card.
No, I mean, yeah, I guess so. But there's ways that you could, it's weird. You look at it, you go, oh shit, this doesn't fit anything. And then you turn the thing sideways and there are weird ways that you could wrap stuff that's like different and it does the job.
Yeah.
So there are different techniques.
There are. And I feel like those are best found on a YouTube search when you need it. We don't need a major Netflix production to show us how to wrap a gift. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man.
I apologize, but unnecessary.
Yeah.
By the way, thanks for Bird for pointing out the obvious that Frank's trying to kill me with a heart. Frank is trying to actively kill me. He wants out, and the only way is instead of saying like I can't do this anymore, he's just like I'm just gonna have Ant kill himself.
I'm just gonna dare you. That it's an official dare now. You have to watch this opening day.
Yeah,
when this thing hits Netflix,
I could just picture him and Aaron just sitting around and him going, "What if I push those arteries to the brink? They can't have much more elasticity to them. They've got to be on their last leg."
Put sprinkles on a blueberry. Would that enrage him enough?
Oh my God. No, the whole thing, it's like now we have to pretend her table settings are good ideas and her wrapping thing is a good idea. And God knows what stupid fucking dish she's going to make out of her horseshit honey and spread that we're going to have to sit through and watch people go, oh, it's delicious. You know, the whole fucking thing.
You're going to watch it and you're going to love it.
Meanwhile, over the weekend, Meghan Markle and Harry went to the Kylie. No, who's the mom? Who's Mama Jenner? What's her name?
Chris,
thank you. Went to the Kris Jenner 70th birthday party, which I hear the cops had to be called to like several times. I don't know what happened there, but people in the royal family were appalled that they were seen at such an event. They went. Supposedly, it's being reported that he looked like he did not want to be there. that he made that known. Like at the end of the night, people were like, "Oh, he was visibly like, I want to get out of here." She was smiling the whole entire time. Then Kris Jenner puts out like posts, like thank you posts, like to all the celebs and everybody who came.
Whose wedding was this?
No, it's Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party.
Oh, all right.
She puts out a post, like a photo dump of like tons of pictures of everybody who was there. Not a single picture of Meghan Markle and Harry. And they were photographed together, but Kris Jenner chose not to put those out.
That's something.
Yeah, because I think it's when you see another talentless hack nothing start to gain some momentum and take your place in talentless nothings, you get a little sensitive. You can't have another talentless nothing come up and usurp your spot.
Is Meghan Markle a threat to Kris Jenner?
Everybody's a threat to Kris Jenner. I don't play with Kris Jenner.
And nobody would be in those pictures.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. No, but there's other people out there with real talent. Like Meghan doesn't have that, so she could
how
be
many
the
of
next.
them were at her birthday party?
Wow, that's a good point. I don't know. I didn't care to read most of that article, but I don't know. We might have to do this Meghan Markle holiday celebration.
I think it'll be a hoot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she has little kids. This is my favorite part. Like she's got 2 little kids. I'm sure gigantic, oversized glass balls in the middle of the table is a solid idea for your holiday celebration. That's really great. Yeah, those will be great.
What do you even get them?
But what else could she possibly like? I just
revolutionize the table decorating industry.
Yeah, and to be fair, I would question Martha Stewart at this point. Like, okay, Martha, you've given us a lot over the years. What do you have? What's left in the old cupboard to give us? You know,
we're gonna decorate the table with some iPhones and some Apple Watches.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever the newest thing is.
Exactly. So, all right, we'll have to wait and see. But you know, this is what her table looks like. What my floor looks like when we drag the tree into the house. You know, there's just branches everywhere. There's Christmas balls on the floor. You know, I'm not lighting a candle. I'm screaming, but it's similar. You know,
the same. This picture evokes the same feeling that you get.
Yeah, I'm leaned over and screaming at one of my I'll fucking kill you if you don't help me put this this tree up.
Son of
a bitch.
What's next?
I don't know. Do we want to even finish this? I feel like we've done pretty good.
We done? Did we finish the podcast halfway through?
Yeah, we didn't get to all the topics, but it feels like, doesn't it feel like a natural place to end? I don't know. Prince Andrew refuses to give up his staff as he's getting booted out of the royal family, which is just hilarious to me.
What the fuck?
He won't, like, they moved him to another place. They took away his titles. Everybody and their mother says this is all precursor to him getting arrested, you know?
What staff does he need?
And he's like insisting that he take his staff with him, that they continue to pay for his staff. I don't know. I don't know. According to the Daily Mail, he is insisting on an appropriate home and staff fit for the son of a royal.
So he wants the same.
Yeah.
You're not getting the hint here, fella.
Yeah. And people keep putting it in our comments, and I read a source today. Again, royal family sources, take this for what you will. They're saying it's William and Kate. They're saying it's William and Kate leading the charge of like, hey, you can't let this go. You can't let this fester here. Like he's got to go.
That's exactly what's going on. This isn't coming from the king.
No.
This is coming from the next king.
And I don't know what the king's status is. You know, he's fighting cancer and all that, but it's like they're not even waiting. They're just like, hey, you better get this ball rolling now because sorry to say, Dad, but when you close your eyes, brother's on his way out. You know, nobody's sticking around for him.
That's a good move.
Exactly. Did you see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Nope.
It's a tough sell. It's 4 hours.
I can't. Just give me whoever's being inducted. What is it? It's like a handful of.
Yeah.
how is it 4 hours? Just do a handful of, do a performance from each person if they're still able to do it,
Yeah.
and close it out. 1 hour.
I watched all 4 hours.
You sorry bastard.
It wasn't my intention. I had seen a clip of Nathaniel Rateliff and Tedeschi Trucks Band performing Joe Cocker, which I think I was pretty sour on this whole class and everything, and it not being that exciting. Then I saw a clip of them and I'm like, I have to watch this. I watched all 4 hours. I watched the whole thing. I sat there.
Or it was enjoyable.
It was kind of good. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it was really like they were honoring Sly from Sly and the Family Stone. That was like a quick honor. He was already in the Hall of Fame. There were a couple little interesting tidbits. Then you get like Salt and Pepper was really good. Like, you were like, damn, this is good. And then like they induct Outkast, and I'm like, I had forgot. Frank and I were doing college radio at the time. I don't know if you remember this, but Outkast was so huge in that 2001. Yeah, Neil's got it. 2000, like when we were on the air in college, like I feel like they dominated our airwaves as far as like the pop shows and everything. And they were just huge. They were huge.
Absolutely were.
And I started
their songs today are still those. There are a certain number of songs that are like at every wedding or every party. And
right.
There's a bunch from Outkast.
There's a bunch. Yeah. And there was somewhere it's like, oh, I forgot that one. Like that one's not in the, in the nomenclature of, but it was really, really good. Weird that Andre 3000 was there, accepted, and then didn't perform. But Big Boy, the other guy in Outkast, he did jump on stage and perform with the other people paying tribute to Outkast. So I don't know what Andre 3000's problem was, or if he's like, I don't perform anymore, or maybe he can, or I don't know what, but it felt weird that Big Boy was up there performing with the tribute to his own band, and Andre 3000 wasn't. Huh?
Was Fergie there?
No Fergie. No, you're thinking of the Black Eyed Peas.
Damn it. I was thinking of the Black Eyed Peas. You're right. Damn it.
Forgive him. He's a Metallica fan. Okay, they're not the most.
But was she there?
I don't know. She might have been. I'm not entirely sure.
Damn it.
Just one after that, I'll be totally honest, I fast forwarded entirely through all of Cyndi Lauper. I'm sorry. I just can't.
Really?
I can't do it. I couldn't do it. And I'll be honest with you too. I fast forwarded through the speeches themselves. Like, it's on Disney. You could watch the whole thing, but they also need to do a cut of just the performances. But I'll tell you why it's 4 hours and what the problem is. You get whatever celebrity or artist, like Bryan Adams did it for Bad Company, inducted Bad Company. And it's always a big deal who inducts who. Jim Carrey introduced Soundgarden.
Mm-hmm.
He did a whole thing about Soundgarden, and he was great. Like, it was really good and interesting. But a lot of them are just not. And the way they do it is celebrity or artist inducts them and gives a whole speech and gives you their perspective of why they're so important. And then they go to a video package for 6 minutes on why the band is so important.
Oh, jeez.
And then they come back, and then there's inevitably a performance by either the band or somebody paying tribute to the band. And then when they're done with that, then they go off and then they do their acceptance speeches.
Oh, my God.
It's too much.
It's too much.
The package is good. Keep it to 1.5 minutes. And then the performances. That's all we want to see. That's what everybody's there for.
Agreed.
Brandi Carlile doing Black Hole Sun. Google it now. Stop what you're doing and Google it now. Brandi Carlile is amazing, and she just kills it. She's so good.
Cool.
And then the girl who played Cindy Lou in the Jim Carrey Grinch is a singer now, and she sang one of the songs. She sang I'm gonna say in, I forget what song it was. She sang one of the Soundgarden songs.
Wow.
And she was great. And she backed up Brandi Carlile at Black Hole Sun. and was really, really good. And then Chris Cornell's daughter sang the last song, like acoustically by herself with Nancy Hart, I think. Nancy, whatever from Hart. Yeah.
Cool.
It was really, really good. And then it was Joe. They closed the night on Joe Cocker. Then it was Cyndi Lauper, Snorefest. I fast forwarded through all that. And then they closed on Joe Cocker, and it was killer. It was Tedeschi Trucks. It was Nathaniel Rateliff. They had Teddy Swims, who
That's what was already in the Hall of Fame, no?
No.
Really?
I mean, he might have been through. I don't know if they're in he was in the group, but he went in on his own. I don't know if he was in prior to that. I'm not 100% sure, but it was fucking great. That like Susan Tedeschi, again, if you're like, I'm bored with music, I need like a really good singer. You've got two women right there who will knock your socks off. Brandi Carlile and Susan Tedeschi of Tedeschi Trucks Band. Like hearing her scream and wail the Joe Cocker parts was insanely good. Cool. And Nathaniel Rateliff is great. I love him more than it. And it was interesting because Teddy Swims is so much more popular than Nathaniel Rateliff, but I feel like Nathaniel Rateliff is so much more closer to Joe Cocker.
Yeah, I can see that.
And they were sharing the stage together, and they all like sang together. And Brian Adams was there. He sang some of the Joe Cocker stuff. He wasn't too bad. He did okay with it. And then Cyndi Lauper was there. She kind of ruined the whole thing. But anyway,
why her songs are good? What's wrong with?
No, she's good. It's so, I don't know. I have a thing with her. I can't. I like her. I don't have a problem with her. It's
She's
just
a woman. All right, that's your prerogative.
You just shouted out two women who basically won the whole night.
No.
No, but yeah, but I don't know.
She's Jewish.
She's always just there.
I don't even know if she's Jewish.
She's always just there. I'm not excited. Listen. When was the last time you were like, honey? I'm just, I don't know. Can you put on some Cyndi Lauper? Like, it's not something I do.
It always reminds me of the Goonies. There's a lot of Goonies stuff. But she's good. Her stuff from the 80s was good.
She's talented. I'm not saying she's not talented. I'm not saying she's not. People, if you're a fan of her, you should be happy.
Okay.
I just can't. I can't partake in any bit of it when she speaks.
True Colors. It's a great song.
True Colors is great. Yeah. But I don't care to hear her sing it. I fast forwarded the whole thing. I didn't feel bad at all.
You're awful.
I didn't feel bad one iota. We'll talk about Justin Bieber some other time.
Thank God.
Was there anything else you wanted to get off your chest? I felt like you were all fired up in the beginning there.
I was?
Yeah, and I felt like there was something else we were going to talk. Nathaniel, I've seen Nathaniel Rateliff at Farm Aid Brook. I wonder if we were at the same show. Nathaniel Rateliff is insanely ridiculously good and unbelievable live. Him and his band are so good live. He gets a little emotional and gets quiet at times, and I don't really care for that. When he's got the full band going, oh my God, it's so good. Neil loves me some Cuck Garden. I'm going to nominate that for comment of the episode.
All right. So this is one thing I wanted to share with you.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it. We talked about it briefly before we signed on to the show.
Yeah.
Lego.
That's it. I knew there was something. Thank you. Okay. We have to talk about this.
So I'm going to show people in the chat. I'm going to show you a Lego set. And I want you to guess how much it costs. It's the Ghostbusters. I don't know if you can see it here. It's the Ghostbusters Firehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can open it up. It has like 3 levels, and it comes with a bunch of figures, little Lego figurine things. And I want you to guess how much you think this Lego set costs on Amazon. You can see it's 75. Wow, that's a lot of pieces. Is that the right amount of pieces? Let me just double check.
7,000.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's 4,634 pieces. That's the amount of pieces.
It's a lot of pieces.
Yeah, it's a lot of pieces. But it's not a crazy amount of pieces. Okay, so Bird says $77. Mercury $129. Paul $150.
It opens up. Keep in mind, it opens up. Like, right? You could open the front and you can see in. So you're building the inside and the outside.
You're building the inside. It's the firehouse. It's got all the characters. It's got Slimer. It's got all the characters from the original movie.
Mercury. Wasn't 129 my guess prior to the show? Didn't I say 129? Okay.
Bird said, "Oh, never mind, $185. Reasonable. Those are reasonable prices for a Lego set."
I went 129 because I was like, this is ridiculous. Let me say 129.
Okay, everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on to your hats. Here is the price: $1,158.97. That's the price on Amazon for the Ghostbusters Lego set. Which, who is spending $1,100, almost $1,200 on a toy that isn't? It's not even electronic. It's not a video game. It's a Lego set.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? Why is this $1,158?
Whoever it is spending that kind of money is not getting action on a regular basis. I refuse to believe it.
You're probably right, but I mean, come on, it's plastic blocks that you stick together. I understand it's in the shape of an iconic movie building, but holy shit!
Wait, hang on. Is it still just plastic blocks you fasten together? Yes, it's still just.
That's still what it is, and a reasonable. I would say like $200 is like, wow, that's expensive.
Yeah,
it's almost $1,200. What? It's insane. And I looked at there's a lot of Star Wars Lego stuff, and there's the Millennium Falcon. I'm like, all right, it's a big, it's bigger than this, and that. Let me see if I can.
I was gonna say, because a lot of the Star Wars stuff tends to be expensive because it's big and it's complicated, and that usually was what drives the price up on these things.
Exactly. Now the big, Lego Millennium Falcon with. It doesn't say on this one how many pieces. Probably does in the description, but it's a big, it's, you could see the size comparison with the guy here in that shot.
There's that guy who's not getting laid.
Right, there he is.
That's the guy I was talking about a second ago.
It's a big, whatever. And this is less. It's still really expensive, but it's less than the Ghostbusters thing. That's the price, $834.
Wow.
For the Star Wars Lego Millennium Falcon.
Absurd, but still not $1,100.
Yeah, what the frig, man? That's. I mean, I can't. It's not that. It can't be that big. What? A couple, maybe 2 feet tall, maybe.
Yeah. No, for $1,100, I want a working ghost trap. I want one that literally will actually suck in something. It will just.
I want a proton pack that shoots lasers.
Yeah, I want to be able to put a plastic bag in the air and put the thing out, and it suck that plastic bag right in.
I want the set to be haunted, and I want, like you said before, it has to come with a ghost, an actual disembodied spirit should be trapped in this Lego set.
Yeah. No, that's absurd. Who's buying these things?
The Lego sets, some of them are reasonable, but this, for some reason, it's out there. That's an insane number.
Don't you find that to be true though about a lot of things now, where you're kind of like, I'll just walk around and just go, who's buying that? Like, all right, I'll tell you where a big thing is. I look at the lease deals on some of these cars. Who's paying $800 a month for a car?
I love how in the commercials it's like just $700 a month. It's like, oh, just $700 a month.
Yeah, I remember when
your friggin' mind.
I remember when like the lease deal used to be like $249. Like, hey, come on at $249. I was like, okay, let's go take a look at that car. Now
$150 a month, $200 a month. Like, okay,
now it's like $849 a month, and you're like, who's affording that right now?
What is happening here?
I mean, I get people, all kinds of people make all kinds of different money.
Yeah,
but also, the cars I'm talking about should be nowhere near. Like, it used to be like a Jaguar was like $859 a month. You're like, okay, I get it. I understand.
Jaguar, got it.
Yeah,
but now it's like half the cars are that much a month.
Yeah, I'm like, listen. I don't want to be one of these conspiracy, like crazy hair on fire people, because I feel like we ebb and flow. But I'm legitimately, realistically worried. Because between the price of where things are, the impending doom of AI, and what that's going to do to society, does the car give it? Frank, can we fornicate with the Ghostbusters headquarters in some way, shape, or form?
I guess technically, but I wouldn't recommend it. I mean,
safe answer. Really, you could do anything. I mean,
right.
We're in the age of the internet, I guess. Yeah. No, but it's like, I don't know. Again, I guess it's, listen, we're also middle-aged now, right? We're in our 40s. We're kind of getting to that point where you start to feel like the whole world's coming to an end. So I'm trying not to fall into those predictability patterns, but I don't know. Life used to be so much more affordable. Like, okay, you flashed the thing about $1,200 for the Lego set, and somebody said that's a rent for the month.
Yeah.
That's not even rent for the month anymore. I mean, maybe in Idaho, where Robin lives, where there's nature and there's beauty. But here in New York,
$1,200 here in New York will get you a studio.
No, $2,000. Do you know the average rent in the New York metropolitan area is $2,000 now for a studio / 1 bedroom? It's
insane.
My first apartment wasn't that long ago. I paid $900 a month in rent.
That was a long time ago.
Stop it. It wasn't that long ago.
That was like 20 years ago, dude.
No, it wasn't. Fuck. Sorry, it was a while ago. But it was $900. And by the way, $900 was like half my money. It was a lot of money. It was still a lot of money. But now it's like, it's $2,000. And it's like, everybody's backed up on student loans. Wages have not kept up with inflation or housing costs or any, like, these little problems we've been just shoveling under the rug for so many years. I mean, I understand why Zoran Mamdani won. I get it. He's the same. He's Trump on the other side. It's the same. We are just the worse it gets. We're going to the furthest extreme of each party.
Yeah, hey, whatever, man. I don't know. I hope it's gonna turn a corner.
I mean, people go, how could you elect this guy? I mean, how could you elect this guy? Have you tried to live in New York lately? I mean, it's like it's impossible. It's impossible. How do you live in New York working at a fast food place or a restaurant or a job making like?
You gotta live at home.
You have to.
You got to live with your parents for as long as you can.
Well, and that's another problem. The baby boomers substantially shifted the country's wealth to themselves for a really long time and have seemed to screwed every generation subsequently thereafter. Because baby boomers were buying homes in their 20s.
Yeah.
And now you're getting out of college with $100,000 in debt and a communications degree, and you're like, where's the job how am I gonna
it used to be one person worked, someone stayed at home, and there were like 10 kids, and that was fine.
Yeah,
everybody was fed, everybody went to school, roof over your head, everybody had their own bedrooms. But you can't even get close. You can't get a one-room apartment for one person.
Do you know anybody who is married and has a single income? Do you know anybody?
No, it's
I can tell you, I know nobody. There's nobody I know where both the husband and wife or husband and husband don't both work.
You have to. Yep, it's the truth. That's why I wanted Bernie the first time around. I thought Bernie would have, that's the thing. Tax the rich what they owe. I don't understand how we're not. I know there's loopholes and shit, but we should be working to close those loopholes and be like, this is the percentage. I don't care what loopholes. Everybody pays this much. What is it? 2%. Everybody pays your 2%, whether you're a billionaire or you're making $10.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear the other day when Trump was going off on the economy and everything? He's like, on everybody, we're doing so well. Everybody's going to get a $2,000 payment. I'm like, holy shit. Are we back to giving everybody stimulus payments again? Are we running this scam again?
Yeah, that's if that even happens. I'll cash that check when it comes, but I'm not counting on a $2,000 promise from this guy.
every time, with exception during the pandemic, every time they talk about these surplus payments, which by the way, nobody's calling this a surplus payment. But every time they do, they're like, hey, we're probably looking at like a $4,000 thing. And then like a couple of weeks later, like, everybody's probably gonna get like 2,500. And then before it shakes down to it, you get $300 if you're lucky. And then you're like, what am I gonna fucking do with it? I can't even buy a goddamn Lego set with this. I
need more than I got to get my Lego sets, and this stimulus check, I was counting on it.
Yeah, supposedly there was some other check that just went out too. Did you get anything? I didn't get shit.
What check for what?
I don't know. I was at a thing recently, and they were like, "Did you get a check back from whatever?" I was like, "No."
You got a tax refund?
I don't know. No, it wasn't a refund. It was like a check. It was like I don't know what it was called, but it's somebody I know. They got like 400 or something, or 500. And the other person that was there was talking. It was like three of us talking. The other person was like, "Oh, I think so. I think we got ours." I'm like, "Fuck, I didn't get shit."
I don't know what that is. That
Was it a New York inflation thing? Maybe it might be that. It might not be a federal thing then.
Oh, okay.
It might have been. Fucking Christella. Still waiting on those Doge payments, Aunt. Yeah, you and me both, Christella.
Exactly. So I'll trust the $2,000. Yeah. Oh, the president said we're getting $2,000. Bullshit.
All those Doge cuts, and where did we land ourselves? I'm still mad. Can I tell you something? Stop this. I'm still mad over the
buckle up
the Doge thing.
Are you? Was that the line for you, Aunt?
It wasn't the line, but I honestly felt like what's his name didn't handle it well. Elon didn't handle it well, but he was also unfair.
Who could have guessed that?
I was more taken back that more Democrats were upset over Elon rather than being upset that all of these payments are going out to these fucking charities that aren't really charities. I mean, think about okay. Here in Long Island, I feel like we live in the land of charities. Like I see charities all the time, and they're like for good causes, but there's like 1,400 of them. And I look at it and I go, can we have one charity to save the whales? Like, should there just be like a whale charity? Like, why does every individual have to have their own whale charity?
Who cares? As long as it goes to the whales, I don't give a fuck.
But it's not. That's the thing. It's all going to administrative fees and Cheryl's whale, charity, and then Kyle's whale charity is taking it. Like, have one charity, and then they could raise the money and give it to and figure out how to fix and help the whales.
Well, what if that charity's corrupt?
You have 19 charities who are all funding themselves, their own galas, their own administration, their own board, and all that stuff. And it's like, that's where all this money is going.
Well, then you got all your eggs in one basket. And what if that basket's fucked?
Maybe, but I don't know. I feel like the charity game, like, how many cancer charities do you know of?
Oh, there's a ton of them.
Each cancer should have one charity. We don't need dueling. This isn't McDonald's, Burger King. I don't need dueling charity. I don't need to be funding everybody's administrative costs in charities.
Each cancer should have 1 million charities. Just keep going. Give them all. Government doesn't give a fuck. So.
But that's the thing. Like, you could start a charity. Everybody can start a charity, and then you're paying yourself a salary.
Well, that's if you're. You have to say how much of the donation is going to, because if it's a true, if it's 100% charity,
most aren't
anything.
But most count costs of doing business as part of the charity. You have to pay. You have to pay somebody to run the charity. You have to pay people for the fundraisers, the galas that we all go to.
Well, then 100% doesn't go to the charity. If they say 100% of this donation, your $100 donation will go to fund cancer research.
Most don't.
Then they can't take any of that $100 and give it to staff.
You can look it up, because there's been audits, and they will tell you out of every dollar given how much actually goes to the cause that it's going for, and you will be surprised at how many well-known charities are out there that are giving 30 cents on every dollar to the actual cause, because they're such a huge organization and they're running all these things, and I see that here.
Well, then there's your problem, because if you say it's one charity, it's going to get so huge that half the money is not going to go to where it's supposed to go.
But at least it's one. We don't need 4 dealing with the same thing, and every one of them has a board, and every one of them has administration costs, and every one of them has a gala that they have to pay for. It's like,
well, that's why it should be small things that, like, if I said I'm going to collect money for this thing, I collect it and I give it to cancer research. I'm not giving it to a board. I'm not giving it to a committee. I'm saying, here you go.
yeah.
That's why when it's small like that, you could avoid whatever fees and paying a billion people.
Robin, just shout out my favorite tragedy, Cucks for Clunkers.
Cucks for Clunkers, those are good.
I know we didn't nominate a lot. What's better, Cucks for Clunkers or I Love Me some Cuck Garden?
I like Cucks for Clunkers, but they're both good.
Pick one, Frank. You got to pick a winner.
Oh, God, don't make me do it.
15 seconds.
All right, Cucks for Clunkers.
Yeah, it is pretty good. Came in at the last minute. It's unfair to Neil because his hit scored a lot of runs, but Robin won the game in the bottom of the ninth. You can't fault it.
That's true.
Even Robin picked Cuck Garden. Oh, my God. Controversy.
Show me potato salad.
Controversy to end the show. We'll see you guys on
Maybe we
Wednesday.
should go now. Go ahead.
How will we ever come back from this, Frank? I don't know.
We'll see.